So what is burnout for female entrepreneurs? This is a question that has come up quite a bit because, and honestly, some of us don't even know we're in burnout. So we're going to address what burnout is and the recovery methods that are available to you as female entrepreneurs to allow yourself that time to rest. Hey everyone, my name is Chef Katrina. I'm one of the co-founders here inside of the Truth Bomb Marketing and Truth Bomb Academy. And I really want to address the burnout that many of us are talking about as women and female entrepreneurs specifically. Over the last 10 to 15 years that I've been teaching and training digital marketing to the online industry, I started to see something that was a little shocking to me. And this was how many women at the highest level of their business, I mean, we're talking making good money, were really struggling with burnout. And it was at such a high level that they would literally disappear off the internet. They would stop posting, they would stop showing up, they would just kind of like fall away to the wayside. And then you would hear them coming back and being like, oh my gosh, I was so burnt out, I didn't even realize it. So one of the things we really want to start looking at as we step forward into this new world of female business ownership, and as we look at how things need to shift for women in business in terms of the education we're getting and the training that we're getting, because our training actually has more to do with our internal work and honoring that feminine energy. What's interesting is when you look at like what are signs of burnout, the first thing I will tell you is, do you dread coming to your computer? Do you think the idea of coming online, waking up in the morning and stepping into this or even turning on your computer is just like, oh my God, it's just another to-do? If that's what you're really experiencing, then this is starting to show massive signs of burnout. Stop doing it. Get away from the computer. Take the time off. There is nothing that's that important than more than your well-being, honestly. There's nothing that is as important as your well-being. The other thing that I started to see is they can't remember why they got started. Honestly, I met a lot of women that got into the doing of everything, following all the guru's instructions, doing what they're told to do, having their daily method of operation, building on top of their already self-created to-do list, and it was just more doing. And they're like, I don't even know why I got started in this business. And if you start having that question and you start wondering, oh, like, what am I doing here? I mean, you might be in burnout. Just check with yourself. The real big one that I will say that will test that burnout phrase for you is if you feel disconnected. And I don't mean just disconnected from just the world around you. I mean, actually, women, we're talking about being disconnected from our bodies. If you feel like you are like unconnected to your body, the emotions that you're feeling, the sensations that are going through your body, the heartbeat of your body, if you feel disconnected from the breath of your body, if you just feel disconnected from how your body moves through your household and how it moves through your day, this is a sure sign that you are absolutely without a doubt in burnout. And I don't think we talk about this enough, because this was a big piece for me, as I realized I had been so much in my head and so much in the linear and analytical thinking of running a business, because that's what all the training out there is really geared towards, that I stopped like feeling. I stopped feeling feelings. I stopped listening to the signals that my body was giving to me about, stepping back, taking time, because I felt like I just had to push through. And so many times we hear just continue to push through. And there are moments for this, yes. And there are moments for this when it's an absolute no. And I think we need to have a straight conversation, specifically for women, around what this actually looks like for how we emotionally go through those stopping points. So what are some of the things that we can recover? How do we take that breath and recover and start putting practices into play to maybe slow down and get really present around what we got going on? So the first thing you really have to look at, and we talk about this inside the Truth Bomb Academy quite a bit. Honestly, every single training we do, every step we take, we start here. And it's with your thoughts. It's starting to see what you're creating in your world, how you're managing your thoughts. We ask very specific questions as we go through our training to really get you thinking about what it is you're doing. Context is so key as an entrepreneur, and knowing thyself is one of the big steps. What are your thoughts? What do you need to be aware of that you're thinking that has been such an autopilot programming in your life that it's like, ooh, that's interesting. So starting to recognize your own thought patterns. What's keeping you stuck? Or what are you thinking or believing about what you're doing with your business, your family, your health, your overall self-care? The other big thing to to reduce or even prevent this burnout that's coming up, and we're talking severe, is stay present. So many times as women, we worry about things that are out of our control. We send the kids off to school and we're worried about them at school. We're worried about what we're doing next. We're worried about like what the future holds in 10 years. And that is fantastic. But one of the things we can start doing is if you're feeling overwhelmed, put your feet on the ground. I would say even take off your shoes. Put your toesies on the ground. And really just feel the ground underneath of you. Sometimes getting present means just stopping and being just aware of what's around you. How did my hands just move right now? Did I point up? Did I point down? What's the sensation? And that mindfulness, and I love that we teach this inside the Truth Bomb Academy because we have very specific mindfulness techniques that we teach you so that in just 5 minutes, you can get back to your present self, what's in front of you, and know that you don't need to plan 20 steps ahead or 5 years ahead. What you can just do is like, what's my next step? What's the one thing I just need to take next? Because that will keep the overwhelm and the burnout from taking over your life. So that's a really big piece of this. And the other thing that I would highly recommend is for your own peace of mind, step away. It's okay to go and take a nap. It's okay to pull out the coloring book and just color for yourself. It's okay to turn on the music and just dance. It's okay to go outside and go for a walk. It's okay to close the computer down at like 9:30 in the morning after just being there for 15 minutes. See, this is all okay. A break, as they traditionally tell us in the world of masculine marketing and masculine business, is to work 45 minutes, take a 15-minute break. That works primarily for men, but it's not the cycle for women. And this is where that redesigning your life that fits your life cycle, your energy flow, and how you move through your day is so completely different than what we're teaching out there. It's not just throwing out what everyone has been saying for the last 60 plus years. We're challenging all of that for women because we know that inside of you is your true genius. And that's what we're unlocking. We call it unlocking feminine secrets to millions for a reason. Because once women tap back into who they are and the creation and their energy and knowing that their cycle and their fluid of their day is not as crazy as the men's are, you will discover a whole new way to look at your business, one that will delight you, keep you alive, keep that flame burning. Because burnout is that smoldering of the flame. It's that removal of energy. It's that removal of breath. And we're asking you to breathe life first into yourself so that you get present to everything else around you. Burnout doesn't have to be your life. But once you go through Truth Bomb Academy and you see how we're restructuring business for women, how we're giving you more grace and really highlighting your strengths in your energy, it's a whole new ball game. So we are super excited. We're offering a 2-week free trial into our academy. You get access to a community. You get access to business training unlike anything you've ever seen before. We challenge so many of the misnomers out there and the guru techniques. We're like, that's a bunch of BS. We invite you to learn more about that mindfulness, how to get present. What are some of the techniques you can start implementing that just take 5 minutes out of your day? And when you start doing this, you're going to see a whole new world open up to you. And you're going to be like, this is what women really need to know about how to start a business so that it fits into our lives and doesn't replace how we live our lives. So with that, we'd love to invite you to come join us inside Truth Bomb Academy. Grab that free trial, check us out, see if we're right for you. But I promise you, wherever you're at in your business, you need to come in here because every single woman right now needs that restart and reboost. And we need a different perspective when we come into the world of business because you will grow faster, safer, and have a lot more fun doing it. We'll see you on the inside.